A new study claims to show that bullying is not a learned behavior. Evolutionary psychologists at Simon Fraser University say that they found evidence to show that bullying is actually an adaptive trait, that humans evolved to bully because it gives us better mental health, which leads to more sex, which leads to more babies, who are also bullies. Baby bullies. Baby Bullies, the hot new reality show premiering this fall on TLC. The idea that bullies are literally born this way could drastically alter the way that we deal with adolescent bullying if it had any basis in reality, which it doesn't, not even according to this study. To the researchers' credit, they admit that their sample size is so small that it should really only be considered a preliminary study, but let's be exact about how small it really is. In total, they looked at 15 bullies, 10 victims, and 11 bully victims, people who had been both bullies and victims. They also looked at 97 bystanders, people who had neither been bullies nor had been bullied. And all of these subjects were 13 to 16-year-old kids at one suburban Canadian middle school. Each kid filled out a survey, which the researchers then used to gauge their levels of depression, social anxiety, social status, and self-esteem. And here's the crazy part. The researchers found absolutely zero statistically significant difference on all of those measures between bullies and victims, and between bullies and bystanders. So that means that this study did not find that bullies had better mental health than the rest of the population. So since this study doesn't show a difference between the mental health of bullies and everyone else, it doesn't even come close to showing us that humans evolved to be bullies because of these mental health benefits that don't even exist. So why am I seeing it reported in the media as the opposite? And why do the researchers even seem to be saying the opposite? Well, that's because of that other group of bullies, the bully victims. Essentially, what the researchers have done is to take all of the bullies and split them up into two groups. One group that had been bullied before, and the other group that had never been bullied before. And what they found was that the group that had been bullied were a little worse off than the ones who hadn't been bullied. No shit. Even then, the researchers don't bother to show cause and effect. In other words, they didn't look into whether or not the bully victims had lower self-esteem because they were being bullied, or if they were being bullied because they had low self-esteem. The researchers also didn't bother to look at anyone's DNA or talk to anyone's parents. So even if their data did support what they're claiming, which again, it doesn't, but even if it did, they still would not have even come close to supporting their stated hypothesis that adolescent bullying is an adaptive behavior derived from evolution. So to recap, a study that claims to show that bullying is an adaptive trait because bullies have better mental health actually shows that bullies have about the same mental health as everyone else and doesn't even come close to addressing human evolution. I'm baffled that this study was even published, let alone that the mainstream media has picked it up. So if there are any other reporters out there who are looking to do a story on this, I've helpfully rewritten the abstract of this study to be less misleading. Here we go. In this study, researchers identify 11 kids in a Canadian middle school who probably need help with their depression. The end.